With a show of hands, let me know how many people believe that selfishness is a critical quality to survive in the 21st century. A lot of us believe that, right? Now, I will tell you, I am one of the most selfish people on this earth. Let me explain you through an example. So, in my MBA, I failed an exam. I failed an exam. I scored 72%. But how can you fail an exam if you score 72%? That's a huge number, isn't it? Let me explain. At 10 p.m. at the night before exam, I realized that there was a blind girl who did not get a writer. And we both had exams next day 8 a.m. in the morning. So the only choice I had was to write her exams. So I went to write her exam. She scored 72% in her Bachelor of Arts exam, and I failed my MBA exam. Now I call this one of the most selfish activities ever. But why? Because myself at that point in time was not Dinesh Parwani. Myself was at that point just a human being. Therefore, I could look at the situation from a unbiased perspective. Difficult to understand. Let me explain. Say, for instance, there's a terrorist. He is given a task to kill thousands of people. And for doing that massacre, for killing people ruthlessly, he has to lose his own identity. He has to lose his identity of Mr. X into the identity of, say, a jihadi. He has to lose that Mr. X into that religion or sect to kill other people. Right? So, here the problem actually is not selfishness. The problem is ourselves is limited to very small things, right? If, say, for instance, you believe you are a body, then you will live like animals because you will only care about this body no matter what happens to other people. If you believe you are the mind, you will just try to prove your point at every place, irrespective of whether you are correct or not. But the problem is you cannot be any of these. As per science, each and every cell of your body regenerates every 7 years. So every cell is born and it dies. Born, dies. That's how your body operates. After every 7 years, each and every cell, millions of cells of your body, every cell is completely regenerated. That is, you are the completely a completely new person after every 7 years. So after every 7 years, do you say that Dinesh was born and Dinesh died? You don't say that, right? Because you are not the body. But something else remains constant. What is that? Your mind. What is mind? Essentially the thoughts, beliefs, conditioning. But can you be just those beliefs? Because our beliefs change continuously. When you were 14, 15, what kind of beliefs you had? And when you are 50, what kind of beliefs you had? Completely change, right? And forget 14 and 50. What if I erase everything from your brain now? Your complete memory is gone. You are a clean, clear slate. I mean, are you a new person? Are you dead? No, right? So you cannot be as small as this body and mind. You have to be something more fundamental, something more basic, isn't it? So what are you then? That is the question which a lot of Upanishads, a lot of religious scriptures try to answer. Some would say that you are Brahman, some would say you are Atman, some would say your universe, some would say, a quantum physicist would probably say that you are just a particle of energy floating in the space. The essence of everything is that you cannot be this body and mind. I cannot say who exactly you are, whether you are Atman as per the Upanishads or whether you are a particle floating in the space as per a quantum physicist. You cannot be very small. You cannot be a body, you cannot be a mind, you cannot be a religion, because these things are too small to be you. And all the crimes we see are essentially a manifestation of this small self. If you are the unlimited self, if you are the universe, if you are the particle floating in an air, how can you even think, how can you be intentional of doing something bad to someone else? Swami Vivekananda put this beautifully. He said that I am the most selfish person on this earth. It's just that my self is unlimited. It's the universe itself. Therefore, I think every one of us should be selfish. But just analyze that, what am I? Who am I? What is myself? if that is analyzed, all these puny identities will dissolve, ultimately dissolving the so called problems of selfishness.